Now I'm going to demonstrate recoding a variable. Generally, when you have interval level data, you want to keep it interval level for the purpose of the more powerful statistics that you can run. So for example, a t-test or an ANOVA, rather than a chi-square with a crosstab. However, you generally are going to end up recoding your variable to be able to talk about the distribution descriptively. And so I'm going to run a frequency on employee hours work. I believe it's that one. Okay. So hours worked per week. I can tell that we're dealing with a subpopulation. If we look in our code book, I'm assuming this is just among people who are employed and said they worked within the past month, something like that. I see that I have values that I want to set to missing. I'm going to set the 97, 8, and 9 to missing. I'm going to leave the 95. This is top coded, meaning if somebody said 100, they're still just being counted as a 95, which is fine. That's how the analysts working for NHIS decided they wanted to do that top coding. And so I'm going to set 97, 8, and 9 to missing. I'm going to use range. Out of curiosity, there's lots of different ways that we could do this. I'm going to go ahead and use quartiles and see what information the quartiles tell me. So here is my recoded variable, and it's showing me that my quartiles are about up to 28 hours a week is my first 25%, then 38 hours per week. And then you have a huge grouping right at 40 hours. And then you have another quartile that works 45 hours or more. We can definitely see clusters at kind of the 5-hour increments, 10 hours, 15, 20, 25, 30. I believe 32 is typically considered full-time. But I think that I may want to just recode this into work less than full-time and work more than full-time. That won't necessarily work. So that's only 19% that are, or 18% that are under 32. Well, if I just follow the quartiles, it's just there's not a big meaningful difference between 38 and 40 hours. I think I'll do they work less than 40 hours, 40 or less, or they work more than 40. And I would say that would probably be wanting to look at people who are working above what would be considered a typical work week. So to do that, I'm going to combine 1 through 40 into one category and 41 to 95 into one category. And I've been avoiding the just 41 and higher because you want to also be able to do these higher missing values and copy them over. Okay, so here you go to transform. Always recode into a different variable. You don't want to write over the same variable. You always want to have more information, not less, available to you. So you go and find the variable that you're going to recode. You give it a new name. I'm going to do emp work hours. Emp work hours, and then I'm going to do tax. All right, so my range of 1 to 40 hours is my first category. And then my range of 41 hours, make sure that these are mutually exclusive categories. 41 through 95 is my second category. And all other values, I'm going to copy and hit continue. You can label it here, or you can label it in a moment when you label your values. That's usually what I do. So I'll hit change, and then this button becomes available to hit OK. Now in my data set, your new variables pop into the bottom. This is a dichotomous number of hours worked per week. And a 1 is 1 to 40 hours per week, and a 2 is 40 to 95 plus hours per week. And then my 97, 98, and 99 are all missing values. At the moment, I'm just gonna just set them to missing without labeling them. So now I have the old variable, and I have, if you go by file order, it's going to be at the end, my new variable. And here is the recoded variable. 1 to 40 hours per week is for 70%, 40 or more is 31%. And then I have my refused, not ascertained, and don't know. Okay, so 97 is refused, 98 is not ascertained, and then the last one was don't know. Yep, okay. Just comparing to a different variable. Okay, so now you have a new dichotomous ordinal variable that you could use in analysis to describe your distribution. And then potentially you still want to keep the interval variable for your analysis. This allows you to look at proportions in these two broad categories, but if you're still doing other analyses, you're able to look at the average number of hours worked, for example.